Hey guys, welcome to Brickstars. In today's video, we're going to be looking at some interesting parts from bricks and pieces to add to your collection or for MOC building as per our kind of recommendations and opinions. And you know, bricks and pieces has kind of been offline for us for a while here in North America, just due to international tariffs and trade and things like that. We've had a little bit of a pause, so I'm excited to dig in and look at what parts are available to me now and kind of show you some tips that I use and parts that I'm looking forward to and that I think will be worthwhile to add to your collection. So I'm going to scroll through these pages, a couple pages, just looking at the new parts and focusing in on a couple highlighted items. So the first one right here is this mini beard, and the reason I've picked this one is because I think the white version is only available in the Lego Rivendell set, which is I think a $500-600 set. So the fact that you can get this piece pretty cheap here and it looks great for a wide variety of minifigures, I think is great. Another part I really love is this new sunflower piece, especially in the yellow color. I think it brings MOCs to life, and this is a great way to get a bunch of them. And we've gotten a couple different recolors of some parts. So I know this new kind of, I call it light lime green color. I know that's not the official name, but we've got a bunch of those. And as we scroll through, this is kind of often just what I do to look through. The basketball was a cool piece. I don't think I'm going to get the basketball set, so I actually ordered the basketball itself. I think for any city scene, or if you have a basketball hoop or arena, that looks pretty good. And this slingshot is a cool piece, especially in this dark brown. I've gotten a couple of these, and I have, I think, a reddish brown version too, but it's nice that you can get the dark brown one here on Pick-a-Brick. And by the way, I think a lot of these parts are going to be going on sale on Black Friday or during Insiders Weekend, so keep an eye out. Some of these prices are probably going to drop. This is a neat piece too. I like when they include things like this that are often either in specialty sets or in collectible minifigure series. So not cheap, but it could be a good way to get a piece like that. And I'm really excited about these new recolored animal molds. So the beige wolf pup, I think it is, and the Arctic fox is one that I'm really looking forward to. So I haven't gotten the Arctic set yet with it, but you can see in Canada here it's about $8, which I'm probably going to wait to see if it goes on sale for Black Friday because I'd like to add a couple more to my collection. This is one that I'm pretty excited for because it's in a set that's not really my style, but I do love the print and the colors. So this minifigure shield, I think I got a couple of those for adding to my Knights factions. And if we go to page 2, more interesting stuff. This is a neat colored cape in this medium lavender. I'm not sure what set that's featured in, but a lot of times I like to pick up pieces like that because they're either featured in one set or on one minifigure, and that's all you get. This piece was interesting for me because I do like the look of it, but what's interesting is it's only featured in the vending machine set, which we know contains the Griffinites and the Krakenites. So I was a little bit surprised that we got this but not those knights. So that either tells me they're gonna hold off on that, which I doubt. So I expect next month or in the next 2 months we'll start to see those knights that I know a lot of us are waiting for. These horses, I know they're not the Lego kind of system style one, and they're more the Friends lineup, but I do think they look really cool and I do like the colors of them. So they're ones I'd consider getting, but maybe if they're on sale. Here's an interesting hat piece to get. I think this can work well in a Western town, but also it's a pretty specialty piece. So I would get it while it's available on Pick-a-Brick. And just moving along, you can see the new Pick-a-Brick style kind of has the element and then all the colors that are available. And I do think the site is already set up for showing the newest color of the part, which is convenient. So you can see this limb element leaf It's now newly available in medium lavender, but of course it's also available in a bunch of other colors. And I always found it interesting that sometimes the price varies a little bit, so keep an eye out for that. Just moving along, there's not a ton of new parts here, but I do like this piece. I think you can get pretty creative with how you use this piece, and honestly, to get a couple of them off Pick-a-Brick, because they're usually 1 or 2 in a set, is pretty efficient. This is one of my favorite new parts because I use it for both landscaping and roof building, so I love how my medieval town looks with these thatch pieces, and I believe on Black Friday they're going to be going on sale, so I'm probably going to stock up on a bunch of these. These are also ones you don't see too often, so if you have a train diorama or a train in your living room display setup or basement, this is a good way to get those parts. And I found this interesting, that the crate is now available in this orange color, so you can see it's got a bunch of colors here. We normally use the brown and the medium nougat here, but kind of cool, it's available in a variety of colors. And hair pieces too are another thing I often look for. I think in my case, a lot of nights, long hair like this tends to work pretty well. And then things like this I also like to pick up because they're generally specialized to a set, so whether it's an Ninjago set or something like that, that I'm not going to pick up the whole set just for this part, but if I can get it for $1 or $2, it makes sense. And this is one that I've long waited for, this 2x3 73 angle slope piece. I love the black colored one and the blue one for medieval roofs, and now to have a brown one is going to add to my MOCs. So looking forward to that one. Again, sometimes it's parts that are pretty simple but add detail, like this chain, for example, now getting it in this dark orange. And I find when I find a color like this that's new, I just end up picking one in every color and the price of my cart goes up, but such is life. So this is another neat one here with the red color on this, I call it palm tree leaf. I think that's from like the bonsai set, so neat that we get the red color in there. And sometimes you can find things like this, and this chain link fence new part, I've seen people use it in a couple different ways. It's not cheap, but I think it can add a lot of detail to a MOC, whether you're looking to build kind of like a window pane or a fenced wall. I think that works pretty good. And for you space collectors out there, here's a great way to get the dark blue helmet, but you can also get the orange, green, and white one still. So it looks like they've gotten rid of the red one on here. So I definitely grab that if you're a fan. Here's one that I'm excited for. It's this hood piece. So you can see we have it in a couple colors, but now to get it in black, I think for like the Wolfpack nights, this one's gonna work great. And especially if it does go on sale, it'd be nice to get it kind of under $1, I think. This was always a neat piece to me. I think it was first in the Harry Potter sets. It's kind of like a bubbling potion type thing, but now to get it in olive green, maybe it would work for a garden, some type of plant, or just adding some background color in your MOCs. I think something like that works pretty well. And moving along to the next page, these wings are also a pretty cool thing in this dragon element. I really like that minifigure, but I didn't like it enough to get the full set, so it's nice that I can pick up this piece. And this is a piece I love because it's a hat, but in my MOCs, I plan to flip it upside down and use it as kind of a bowl for like a medieval, maybe Arabic spice merchant or something like that. I think that has a ton of great detail for that. So this is another cool piece, the lattice piece. You can see here it's in medium azure. I personally like it in reddish brown and medium nougat. I think it works great as like a medieval fence. And then in black, it works great for like Wild West scenes if you want to have a prison or a window pane as well. I think that works pretty well. And this is an interesting little piece. I got a couple of these on my last order just to scatter throughout a medieval garden. I think it kind of looks like asparagus or broccoli growing out of the ground, but It could also be moss. So if you're looking to add some detail to your MOCs, parts like this go a long way. This is a funny part, the fact that we got this. I mean, I think I got a couple of these, and I'm going to see if it works in a garden to maybe kind of look like a plant, but obviously alien antenna, maybe it won't work. This was a part that I was really excited for. This is a new container piece. It kind of has a lot of detail here with the rim there, and it's a neat color. So whether it's for a pottery thing, or I've seen people kind of use it in almost Wild West Spanish style, kind of Spanish style house. I think it works really, really great there. And this is one that I think I got like 10 of them. The Pigeon, long-awaited bird. Obviously, I love anytime we get new animal molds, so really excited for that. This is a part I saw, but I wasn't really sure kind of exactly where to use it, how to use it, and I found it pretty expensive. So I'm not sure why it's so much, but pretty cool looking. And a couple more interesting ones here. I've got this new small palm leaf piece. So in green and red, I got a bunch of them in green, I think for future Islanders MOC I have in the works. I think this is going to work fantastic. And this little ladder piece, I think this just adds so much detail. We've got a medieval the medieval barn that we recently rebuilt, and I think this is going to work great as adding like a little ladder in that MOC. So really excited for that one. And I don't think there's much more. Let's go through one more page here. Probably minifigure torsos. I think this is the Winter Johnny Thunder one, so it's nice that you can pick that up there. Things like this is also cool to me too, that you can get you know, for $3, $4. A boat, especially in the sand green color. I think that can add to any MOC. And doors like this I like, hair pieces, hats like this I think work great for a western scene, and I believe they're not featured in a lot of sets. This could be for from the Sherlock Holmes set, so unless you want to spend $100 and so on that set, this is a cheap way to get that part. The arc in white is always a neat piece, and this is one that I picked up because I foolishly only ordered one about 2-3 years ago for a pirate ship I was building, and one, it's pretty expensive to get on Bricklink, and you have to pay for the shipping. So to ship something like this, you need, you know, depending whether you're in the States or Canada, it's not going to be cheap. Here, it's not a cheap part, but you get free shipping. So definitely if you plan on building a boat, you can see this one's already out of stocks. So people have kind of jumped on it already. This is probably a pretty efficient way to do it. So like I said, I've got one of these on the way, and hopefully I can finish a pirate ship I've had in the works. So I've hinted at a couple MOCs here for you guys, so hopefully you tune in and see those. And these pants are another great thing. I love dual colored pants. I think this works great for a castle theme, western theme. Adds a lot of life to a MOC when it's got a bit more detail. So anyway, I think that pretty well covers it. I'm just going to jump one more page to see if I recognize some of these parts. But yeah, I just wanted to go through this list for you guys, maybe save you the trouble, or in case you missed some parts, and just show you kind of which pieces I'm looking forward to, or that I think are going to help my MOCs. And I hope I've brought at least one or two to your attention that you didn't know before. So thank you for watching, and happy MOCing. We'll see you next time.